Alright, so we're at the Cambodian Landmine Museum today. Entry was $5 US, and luckily the curator was there and he offered to do a guided tour, which we got a group together for that, and that was just a volunteer donation at the end of it, which is quite good. As you see here, we're actually talking bombs. So outside there's all these bombs etc. that they've also removed. Now the curator of this was actually a young child, and he was wandering through the bush with his brother and sister, and he stood on a mine, blew off his leg, and it killed his brother and sister. From there he joined the original person who made this place and has been working on clearing mines ever since, and they bring them all back here and put them on display. Now the tour, being only a donation, was well worth it, because I have never seen so many different types of mines and bombs in my life, and to know what everyone was about and what they actually did, how they were used, he explained that very well, and also described what they had going on in the country at the present time. Because believe it or not, they're still clearing bombs and mines in Cambodia, apparently on the Thai border. An example of that is, the guy said that even last week, as of recording this, a woman had found a small mine, bomb type one, and not knowing what it was, had used it to pound chilies in the mortar, and promptly it exploded and killed her. So it's quite tragic. I mean, this guy's got an artificial leg, but he's a really nice guy. He's got a lot going on. Apparently they also operate a school in townships somewhere nearby where most of the kids, I think, were orphans of mine victims. Yes, so if you are inclined to come out and learn a bit of history as to what went on during the war in Cambodia, I would suggest you come out here, and if you're lucky you'll meet the curator and he'll give you the guided tour and all the history. Apparently online you can actually book the tour. But as I say, when we were there, he was there, so we grabbed him, and it was just make a donation at the end. There's quite a few rooms here to go in and out of, with all the different types of mines all separated and in cases to have a look at. Now without his knowledge to tell us what half of these were, I wouldn't know the difference between one or the other. But certain ones are for people, others were for vehicles. There were ones that hung in trees, and there were ones that jumped up and exploded in the air, and I can't remember what those ones there were for. But anyway, he explains it all to you. These were tank mines, which apparently you can stand on and won't go off. You have to be a certain weight to make these go off. Very informative. Quite sad though to know that they're still clearing these things now today, and there's still people getting killed from them. This war was so long ago. But the history behind it is also a little bit tragic, so you really need to learn a bit when you come here. As you can see, there's quite a large area in the place. Lots of the things on display, all types of missiles and bombs and guns and all sorts of things that they've collected from out of the bush. And then they actually have this area, which we should be coming up to very soon. One might be incorrect. But those there are actually hanging mines. Didn't even know anything about those at all. And there's hundreds and hundreds of them everywhere. There's actually quite a few k's out of town from Siem Reap, so it took a little while to get there on the motorbike, and you had to watch the road. It was good most of the way until we got to a certain section, and there were some huge potholes we had to be a bit careful about not running into. But that would depend on how you decide to do this, because you could take a tuk-tuk and go out there with that rather than hire a motorbike like we had for 2 days and do it yourself. I really do enjoy just getting around on a motorbike in these countries and seeing whatever I want to see and having the time to just do things at my own pace. It's far more enjoyable. But of course, you have to be able to drive a motorbike. This display is also of clothing and other things, guns, I think it was hand grenades, all sorts of different types of things are going on here. Right, and that centrepiece was absolutely stacked with mines. And there was all sorts of rooms here informing you as to what was going on in the country and what they were doing themselves, the landmine people, and how they were helping out their countrymen. Then they also had a visual display, which we're coming up to very shortly here, of what they're looking for in the bush. Now with a video camera it's so hard to pick some of these things out, so I've added a couple of photos afterwards trying to make a circle around where the mines actually are in the ground and the trip wires etc. that go with them, to give you an idea. So there you go, there's a mine, a trip wire and another mine. That's just on the ground. And I didn't know they actually hung them in trees as well, so there's one up there in the tree. So it must be a job and a half to clear all these things. I wish them good luck in doing it. Hope the video was informative and you might get out there to go and see this. Thank you.